Good afternoon. I am Colonel Billy Wilson, the commander of basic military training. I'm glad we had this opportunity to have a discussion. So, why are you here? I will tell you that you are here to train both your body and your mind.
Be better every day. Be better.
You are here to train your body and your mind. Not one or the other, both. I often ask new recruits, why the Air Force? And I often get, well, I want to be part of an institution. I want to be part of something that is larger than myself.
Remember why you are here. Remember those people that came before you. Everything that you do needs to come with a passion and a vigor that is unmatched.
There will be stress. It will be stressful. And I will tell you that it is stressful by design. So the question remains, when you start feeling stressed out, what are you going to do? Are you going to react or are you going to respond? I expect you to respond to the demands that are being placed upon you, pushing you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to grow, because that's why you're here. You're here to be transformed from what you were to what you need to be, to what your nation needs you to be. Each and every one of you will earn your place here. This will not be given to you. And as you earn your place here and head toward graduation day, having earned it, you will have a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. And it will be meaningful to you. And as you depart this place, you will be proud of what you've accomplished.
At this time, please find a seat. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Osjohn.
Please pray in your tradition as I do in mine. O God of heavenly powers, our source of strength and hope, we ask for your hand to be upon us today. Please embrace us. Embrace our MTIs, our commanders, our staff, our graduating airmen and guardians, and their loved ones, as they take one step forward today. With their marches, drills, classes, and all grading now complete, may they strive toward excellence in all they do. When the applause quieted, may they celebrate and lift up those around them. When the speeches concluded, may their voices rise up to pronounce peace and justice for our community, our country, and the world. When the fanfare ceased, may they find bliss in future endeavors and adventures. When the path to advancement is challenged, may their achievement grow and enrich their family, our country, and the world in a mysterious way. As new career starts today, may they conduct their life work with integrity, service, and excellence, so that peace, friendship, and justice will be established for our nation and the world. In many beautiful names you have we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning, and welcome to today's Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony. The Commander, Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Woodson Jr., accompanied by his wife, Liza. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Whitfield Jack. The Reviewing Official, the Commander, Space Training and Readiness Command, Major General Timothy Shaba. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Space Training and Readiness Command, Chief Master Sergeant Carmen Monique Ho. Also in attendance with us today, the Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel Will Cooper. Representing the Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Sean Scaveda. The Individual Mobilization Augmentee to the 37th Training Wing Commander, Colonel Jennifer Anderson. Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force, John Bentavania. Department of the Air Force Chief Information Officer, Mrs. Venus Goldwine, accompanied by her husband, Rod. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to today's ceremony, we would like to recognize our newest military training instructors. These instructors have undergone a rigorous 5-month training pathway comprised of formal academic classes and task qualification requirements. They have earned the distinct honor of donning the dark blue campaign hat. From the 324th Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Dustin Crawley. From the 324th Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Derek Bradley. Squadron, Detachment 1, Technical Sergeant Darian Concepcion. we ask all military training instructors, past and present, to stand in a sign of unity as our newest instructors recite the MTI Pledge. The military training instructor hat that I wear
is a symbol of honor, professionalism, integrity, service, and excellence in all I do. My job is one of the most important to the Air Force, and I will spare no effort to properly prepare men and women for military service. I am dedicated to the principles of fairness, purpose, and honesty. I strive for perfection and reject mediocrity, both in my own personal behavior and in the performance of those I lead. I am an Air Force military training instructor, and above all, I am an American Airman. Host!
The dark blue campaign hat these instructors received today has been the symbol of the MTI Corps since 1974. These instructors will carry on the traditions and esprit de corps of the United States Air Force as they pass on their knowledge to our newest generation of airmen. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Jaron Alba. Major General Timothy Shaba will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the men and women before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warriors with the foundation to serve in the most powerful military the world has ever known. Once they leave basic military training, they will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 118 specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of 84 installations around the globe or work directly with our sister services. As they move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the armed forces. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment. These graduates are the future of our national defense and will pave the way for generations that will follow. 737th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence streamer is awarded to the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 524, for their significant accomplishments demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 1 July 2024 to 15 August 2024. Signed, Billy Wilson Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force. The Commander's Excellence Flight was led by Technical Sergeant David and Technical Sergeant Reed. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States military. The graduates before you have reached a milestone in their military journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of musical honors.
March the command in review.
Thank you. Please be seated. Graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the 35,000 men and women who will complete the Department of the Air Force's basic military training this year. The 737th Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest air and space force. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen and guardians. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass and review, they will march over the enlisted heroes wall. The men and women recognized on the pavers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States military in armed conflict. Their decorations include 9 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all service members to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. We would like to direct your attention to our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass and review. In review, from the 331st Training Squadron, the Commander of Airmen, Technical Sergeant Jaron Alba, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown San Angelo, Texas. From the 320th Training Squadron, A Squadron Staff, led by Technical Sergeant Brandon Divins, Military Training Instructor, hometown Houston, Texas. From the 326th Training Squadron, Flight 531, led by Technical Sergeant Eric Booker, Master Military Training Instructor, hometown Portland, Indiana. Flight 530, led by Technical Sergeant Christopher Trias, Military Training Instructor, hometown Albuquerque, New Mexico. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 529, led by Staff Sergeant Dustin Crowley, Military Training Instructor, hometown Alano, Illinois. Flight 528, led by Staff Sergeant Derek Bradley, Military Training Instructor, hometown Ashland, Virginia. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 527, led by Technical Sergeant Deja Willis, military training instructor, hometown, Ellenwood, Georgia. Flight 526, led by Staff Sergeant Dejan Ross, Master Military Training Instructor, hometown, Jacksonville, Florida. Flight 525, led by Technical Sergeant Gabriela Garcia Castaneda, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Waukegan, Illinois. Flight 524, led by Technical Sergeant Christian Cadavid, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Houston, Texas. The Color Guard from the 322nd Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Seth Johns, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Fernando, Mississippi. From the 326th Training Squadron, PT Excellence Flight, Flight 532-533, led by Technical Sergeant Carla De Los Santos, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Waxahachie, Texas. From the 322nd Training Squadron, B Squadron staff, led by Technical Sergeant Kyle Rodas, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Hollister, California. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flight 523, led by Technical Sergeant Joshua Mullis, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Clinton, Michigan. Flight 522, led by Technical Sergeant Malik Smith, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Chicago, Illinois. Flight 521, led by Staff Sergeant John Woodruff, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Atlanta, Georgia. Flight 520, led by Technical Sergeant Michael Ayers, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Chicago, Illinois. From the 1st Delta Operations Squadron, Detachment 1, Flight 534, led by Technical Sergeant Isabel Childers, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Middleton, Delaware. Flight 535, led by Technical Sergeant Ashley Smith, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Houston, Texas. Flight 536, led by Technical Sergeant Darian Concepcion, Military Training Instructor, hometown, San Francisco, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air and Space Force songs. you. You may be seated. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the trainees from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Staff Sergeant Jacob Wright, military training instructor, hometown, Llano, Texas. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguished themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence that they displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. As the flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all of the families and friends who are here in support of those graduating today. For your support to our mission and the greatest air power the world has ever known. Your words of encouragement has helped motivate these graduates in 7.5 weeks of basic military training. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Timothy Shabo will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? All right, I've been waiting for almost a year to be here to be the reviewing official. So I'm kind of expecting a loud, proud crowd today. So let me ask, are there any proud moms and dads here today? Awesome. All right, how about proud grandparents, brothers, sisters, family, and friends? Let me hear from you today. What a great morning. Thanks for coming out today. Thanks so much for letting me be a part of today's ceremony and your special day. How about these Guardians and Airmen? Don't they look great? Give them a round of applause. I'll tell you, 7.5 weeks ago, you entrusted us with our nation's most valuable treasure, your sons and your daughters. Your support has pushed these Guardians and Airmen to successfully complete basic military training and join the world's greatest space and air forces. I just gotta say thank you. Thank you for your support and your encouragement, but more importantly, thank you for being there for them and your trust. It is a great honor to introduce these Guardians and Airmen today as our newest military members. I'll tell you, as you see around here, our military instructors, our support staff, and leadership from the squadron and the group and the wing, without them, none of this would happen. I'd like to give special recognition, though, also to Major Clinton Emery and Senior Master Sergeant Tony Chua. They made up the command team for the Space Force detachment here at Lackland that designed the 34.5 hours of Guardian-centric curriculum, developed all new standards for Guardians, and wrote the Guardian spirit. They led all of it. They even began new traditions like catching and pinning ceremonies for our Guardians and their families, gained a sense of connection to our service, and they delivered the top academic flight for 2 years straight. Space Force BMT is a reality because of this team, and we are grateful. After 2 years here, they are both moving on to new assignments. Thank you, Major Emery and Senior Chua. Another big thank you to all the instructors here at BMT. Let's hear it for them one more time. Finally, thank you also to the Air Force for the strong partnership we have here at Lackland. We in the Space Force owe you a debt of gratitude for the support you provide us. But today is all about these fine Guardians and Airmen standing before me. I've heard great things about this class. They came into BMT disciplined. They came in driven. That's a sign that all the parents, families, and friends here with us today did a great job setting them up for success in life. And now, by getting them trained up and ready to go, these past 7.5 weeks, we've set them up for success in the Space Force and our Air Force. Guardians and Airmen, you are next in line to inherit our nation's storied legacies of space power and air power. You are next in line to carry our colors, Space Force Black and Air Force Blue, to great heights, greater than ever before. You'll be out there, out on the launch pads and the runways, on the ops floors and the airfields, in the radomes and the hangars, delivering mission success day in and day out. And that's exactly what we need you doing, because we have strategic competitors who will try to outwork you, outmaneuver you, outthink you. In the face of these threats, we're relying on you, all of us here, and all of us across this great nation. We're relying on you to maintain peace in the space and air domains and to keep America safe. You're our front line of defense. All you hold dear, all we as Americans hold dear, is in your ready hands. Starting today. This moment today marks the very beginning. Take this on, and then tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that, and all the days that you wear your uniform after that, get to work. Sharpen your space mastery. Sharpen your air mastery. Find ways to win and never let up. So now, I just have one question for you. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest space and air force? I think you're ready. Congratulations, Guardians and Airmen. I'm excited to serve with you. Aim high, Airmen. Semper Supra, Guardians.
Please stand as Major General Timothy Sheba will now administer the oath of enlistment. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
And the orders of the officers appointed over me.
and the order of the officers appointed over me,
According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
according to regulations of the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, Major General Timothy Sheba. Please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of the official party. I am an American Airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American Airman. My mission is fly, fight, and obey. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American Airman, guardian of freedom and justice. My nation's sword and shield, its century and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American Airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail.
As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous to others and be seated in order to allow all our guests an opportunity to view the flags as they pass. As a reminder, the flights are positioned as viewed from the bleachers. To the left of the reviewing stand, flights 531, 530,